Aloha! Welcome to my channel. Hey, today let's talk about why did Alex's phone ping in St. Anthony? There's about 18 minutes of time unaccounted for that we are going to ponder about today and get into some theories about where he might have gone. If he did indeed leave the property, because actually we don't know if he left the Daybell property. And so, of course, these are just my opinions. Don't sue me. We don't know if he left. So what we really do know about Alex's phone is that it was at the east end of the barn at the Daybell property at 9:21 a.m. And it stayed there at the east end of the barn on the Daybell property, according to the GPS data point, until at least 10:39 a.m. And then his phone pings in St. Anthony, which is very odd. That's very odd. So it could have been some cell tower noise. It says right here in the affidavit that they can't verify. They're unable to tell if it was within the city limits of St. Anthony. So this is just me speculating. And, then the phone's back at Chad's at 10:57. So what I want to know is, did he leave Rexburg and go to St. Anthony between 10:39 and 10:57? Did he have time to get there and back? That's really the question. And then if he did, why would he? Why would he go to St. Anthony? What the hell is even in St. Anthony? Does anybody even know? I do. I know that there's some really cool sand dunes. There's really cool sand dunes. They are made out of 10,600 acres of white quartz sand blown into 400-foot high dunes. It's pretty cool, huh? I bet you did not know there were sand dunes in St. Anthony, Idaho. There's an interesting coincidence. Urban legend has it that some of the sand in Idaho was shipped to Coalina. Yeah, but anyway, I have another theory, and we're not here to talk about sand dunes. We're here to talk about Alex. I think he went to the landfill. There's a landfill in St. Anthony, Idaho. Could he have gone to that landfill? Could he have gone from Rexburg to St. Anthony and then got back to Rexburg? And how in the heck would we find that out? So what did I do?
Basically,
I sent him.
I think I've started. Yes, I've started the video.
Antifreeze. Antifreeze. That's right. She is. That's her. She's driving.
Okay, now time-wise, I don't know if we can time it this trip because I want the video of it.
Oh, we're so timing this trip.
But I don't want to slam my camera around either.
And go. Okay. So, we've pulled up the Google Maps, and I'm going to guide antifreeze in from 3,000 miles away in Hawaii. It's okay. It's good. This is what technology is for, right? She's going to drive the speed limit, of course, on these backcountry roads. But as you can see, no cops in sight. And we are actually talking about Alex here. Alex driving his silver Ford F-150. And these roads are desolate. Most folks go pretty fast on these roads. So if Alex knew his way around either a map or if he even knew his way around these roads, I'm betting that he would go pretty fast. And he'd be able to beat that time on that Google map. Who doesn't try to beat the time on the Google map, really? I mean, obviously, I always go the speed limit. always go the speed limit. I completely always abide by every traffic law. Always. So here we are. We're going down these beautiful country roads. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. Southeastern Idaho. Okay, that's enough. That's not what you're here to hear. Okay, so why would Alex drive to St. Anthony? That's really the question. Well, I've got a couple theories about that as well. What did they dismember Tylee with? And where did that go? We haven't heard anything about either a bone saw, any type of tools that they may have used to do that. And we haven't heard anything about a weapon, either that they've used to possibly shoot at Brandon Boudreaux, allegedly, or at the mystery, whoever it was that came from behind Tammy's car. I wonder if that same weapon is the same weapon that they used to shoot at the raccoon. But yeah, I have to wonder if they had possibly gone to the dump to dispose of some evidence. So some things are easily burned. Some types of evidence are easily buried. Other types of evidence are easily found through metal detecting. And so perhaps they thought, oh, here we go. Let's be quiet while she turns so she can concentrate. Even though it's video, I feel like I should be quiet. So she can look both ways, look left then right, then left again, left then right, then left again. And that, oh my goodness, that was a good turn there. Wasn't that a good turn, Auntie?
That couldn't have been smoother as of a scenario to get on this highway, as far as not having traffic coming, so I was able to get on really smoothly.
Absolutely. Okay, so now we're on Highway 20, and we are trucking right along. We're making very good time. Now, I do want to point out that in Idaho, the speed limit is 80. 80. In Hawaii, it's 45. When I go there to Idaho to visit, and then I come back to Hawaii, I feel like I am turtle crawling. It is just insane. Now, you got to think when Alex is driving, he's probably going to be going 90. He's going to be pushing that. He's going to be pushing that to the limit. Because he's a little... Ooh, did you see that little bit about some black marks of some truck? Maybe he's swerved off a little bit. And one thing that's going to strike you when we get out to this... you're going to hear roosters in the background in just about every video I make, I think. Because they don't tell you this in the brochures, but the chicken is the national bird of Hawaii. They are everywhere. They're in grocery parking lots. They are in everyone's yard, whether or not you own chickens. And where there's chickens, there's roosters. So I could stop recording every time there's a rooster, but I'd never get anything recorded. All right. We're coming up on exit 346, and she's going to take that exit. All right. Anyway, as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by that rooster. You're going to be a little astounded by how desolate the landfill is. Now, this day that she's taking this drive is a Sunday. Now, I've included some pictures on this video, and all of the pictures, all of the still photos are taken on a day when the dump is not closed. So there's virtually no difference between when it's closed and when it's opened. But I want you to bear in mind that the day that Alex Cox may have, or may not have, allegedly, in my opinion, possibly, may have taken this drive, it would have been a Monday. And on Sundays and Mondays, the dump is closed. So here comes our exit. Oh, it's a gorgeous day there, isn't it? It is just beautiful. Look at that gorgeous blue sky. Blue skies. Okay, sorry. And so when she gets to the dump, she's going to go directly to where our theory is where he would have gone. So, and then after that, we'll follow that up with some photographs, some still photos that are more zoomed in, where you can see some more areas of what the normal operations are of the landfill there. Now, a little backstory on the landfill is that it's going to need to be closed soon. So they are not really throwing a lot of money at this landfill. It's going to need to be capped because it is not lined. I read an article on East Idaho News about it, and it basically unlined means it's easier for pollutants to leak through the ground whenever it rains, and then it gets into nearby water sources. So in 2010, the Idaho Department of Environmental Quality ordered the Fremont County Commissioners to investigate and analyze what was happening with both the Island Park landfill and the St. Anthony landfill. Both are under the jurisdiction of Fremont County Commissioners. And basically that investigation determined that although there's been no contamination, that the risk was too great. And so they ordered the landfills to be capped, and they ordered continuous groundwater monitoring for 30 years. And this is supposed to be paid through an assurance fund. And so they raised everybody's landfill fees, basically. And so this isn't like a high-dollar establishment that they're really throwing a lot of money into security and so forth. So you're going to see when we get there that it's pretty desolate, that nobody came running out to, hey, what are you doing? You know, to stop antifreeze or anything. So didn't seem to be a lot of surveillance. And that is just not, hey, where are you going? Hey, that's not,
That's
not what the map said to do.
I did.
This must have been when I was taking a phone call.
I can go over.
So, you can go your own way, with time in it, but that's okay. You can go your own way. We'll just reroute it. Okay, we're going to turn by this cute little baseball diamond. And then she's going to turn by the church. That's kind of funny because there's like so many churches. Okay. Anyway, we're going to get back on track here. And the great part about it is I know how this ends. So, now you can see by the little map I posted there, this is going to put her right back on track. Not a biggie. Now, I don't know if you noticed on there, that said 13 minutes. Which is funny because that's lining right up with the 13-minute mark on here, but that's just coincidence. That's just coincidence. So, there went an EMT. Okay, so we're going to go up here to the very spot where we think that Alex would have gone to, because there's actually a portion of this little side road that goes alongside the landfill here that doesn't even have a fence. So there's a few spots where it would be really easy for him to gain access through a little sort of a gate area. There's another area where he could have like accessed into a dumpster. We sort of flunked that because maybe they may have looked in the dumpster. Maybe they wouldn't have. Then there was another area where he could have easily stepped over just a small little portion of fence. And then we also found an area where there was just absolutely no fence. And so that's where she's going to drive right to that small area.
Okay, and then drive directly to the closest spot?
Yes.
To where we think that he buried the stuff for them to cover up, correct?
Correct. So you can see we've made it there by the satellite photo. And she's just going to drive up this road here where the side road is. And again, just satellite photos so you can get some perspective. That there is the tower, the cell tower. There are a lot of cell phone towers out here. So I almost wonder if that messes with, or if it could mess with. Okay, and boom, now we're here. And that took 12 minutes with a wrong turn. With a wrong turn. Now she's going to get out of her car here. And she's going to walk to the edge of the easement. And get some nice zoomed in pictures for us. So she's not even going to the very edge of the easement. She's just going to walk up to the edge of where she would get. There's some noxious weeds there, so she doesn't want to get like the seedlings on her. So now you can see there in the sign it says closed Sunday and Monday. Now these pictures, like I said, were taken on a day that the dump was actually open. Now this is a service entrance, that's why that gate happens to be closed. And this was near closing time, but it was still within an hour of closing time. So they should have, you would think it'd be more bustling. But, I mean, there's a pandemic. I don't know. So I just really feel like this gives us a good picture of what it may have looked like the day that Alex may or may not have gone if he went. We don't know if he went. This is just a theory. But if he wanted to get rid of a weapon or maybe a metal instrument, an item of interest that he may or may not have allegedly cut things up with, yes, I think that this is a place he could have gone to do it. And I feel like he could have very easily gained access privately, quickly. I think he could have sped there very quickly. He could have not run into anyone. Do you see anyone? Do you see anyone? Over the course of the 2 days that Antifreeze went there, no one came out to ask her what she was doing. No one drove by her. She didn't see anyone. She didn't see a soul, not one person. So, I don't know if this is because of the COVID. I don't know if it's, because it was later in the afternoon. Obviously, on the Sunday it was closed. She wouldn't have run into anyone, but on the day it was open? Really? So, that's odd. But you can see here, we've got these dumpsters over here. He could have very easily gone and thrown something in those. Would have been very easy for him to go over there. And this is where you would back up and say you had some household trash. You would pay, to go over the scale. They would weigh you. You'd go dump your trash in. They'd weigh you again going out. And that's just from a little more of a distance. And then you're going to see the no salvaging sign. Technically, you're not supposed to be going up. And then just for some perspective, you can see sort of the towers. See how many towers? There's so many towers. So many towers. So would that cause interference, or would that give you a better signal? That's really the question. Do towers war with each other? Now, I'm just going to do a bit of a circle here. Now, see, you can tell she's right by that tower. There's the bushes. Okay. I'm going to just blur out her car. He could just run right over there. Oh my goodness. That sounds like a gym. He could run right over there. No one is here. It is desolate. It is as desolate as a gym. An empty gym. And she's going to walk closer and closer to this little area here. Boom. See that? No fence whatsoever. Super easy. He wouldn't even have to go to where the people at the dump would even know he was there. You see that? And those little specks in the distance, those are the tractors. This is from a different angle. This shot here, but it's just to give you some perspective. Those are the tractors. And they're pushing in and capping that old landfill. So basically their job every day is to just come in, shove garbage. Jump in that tractor, shove garbage. So you can kind of see some fleckity on the edge of the pit there. Are you as curious as I am what's in there? Zoom in. There we go. Antifreeze got us some zoom in. We'll just put that on a loop so we can get a better look. So now the real question is, do all of these towers cause a multipath error? I don't really understand what multipath errors are, other than they're caused by a lot of interference by canyons, by buildings. So that's my theory, that Alex Cox went from Chad Daybell's house after taking this beautiful young lady's life, allegedly. I believe that he may have dismembered her body with the tool that he was desperate to get rid of. That he may have ended her life with the item that he was desperate to get rid of, allegedly. And that he was in need of a place that would permanently dispose of this item. And that he may have felt like the landfill was a valid place. Because after all, we're talking about people who are not very smart, frankly. So they may have thought that that was a good plan. And I really can't understand where their brains are at. I mean, these are people who thought these beautiful, beautiful people, Tammy, JJ, Tylee, Charles, possibly Joe, possibly this lawyer. All of these people have allegedly been victims of Lori, and some of them Chad. Possibly all of them Alex. We don't know. This is all just my opinion, but at the end of the day, this very sick man, Alex, after dismembering and burning and burying this child, he may or may not have gone to St. Anthony, but we do know one thing for sure. We know that after he finished at Chad Daybell's that day, he apparently had worked up an appetite. And we know that his phone actually pinged that day at Del Taco. He worked up an appetite for tacos. I don't know why that's the part that bothers me the most, but just, he went and ate after that. Sick. Sick man. Twisted.